For thousands of years, the Ark of Noah has captured the imagination of people across the world. Artists painted it as a small wooden boat drifting peacefully across endless water. Movies turned it into a giant floating zoo packed with animals from every corner of the earth. But the real question is far more mysterious. What did Noah's Ark actually look like? Imagine standing in the middle of an ancient world. No cities of steel, no engines, no modern technology. Only vast landscapes, primitive civilizations, and a sky growing darker every day. Then one man begins building something impossible. A massive wooden structure unlike anything anyone had ever seen before. Day after day, year after year, Noah worked while the people around him laughed. To them, he looked insane. Why would anyone build a gigantic ship far away from the sea? But according to the Bible, Noah wasn't building an ordinary ship. He was building humanity's last hope. The instructions given to Noah were incredibly specific. The ark was said to be 300 cubits long, 50 cubits wide, and 30 cubits high. In modern measurements, that would make it roughly 450 feet long, about the size of a modern cargo ship. For an ancient wooden structure, the dimensions were almost unbelievable. But here's where things become even more fascinating. Most people imagine Noah's Ark as a traditional boat, with a pointed front designed to cut through waves. But many historians and engineers believe that's completely wrong. The Ark may not have looked like a ship at all. Instead, it may have resembled a gigantic floating box. Massive, heavy, simple, and incredibly stable. Because Noah's Ark was never meant to sail across oceans. It was designed to survive. In violent floodwaters, stability matters far more than speed. A giant rectangular structure with a broad base would have been extremely difficult to flip over, even in massive waves. In fact, modern engineers have studied the proportions described in the Bible and discovered something shocking. The dimensions are surprisingly efficient for surviving rough water. Some simulations even suggest the Ark's design could withstand enormous waves better than many ancient ships. Which raises an unsettling question. How could people thousands of years ago understand engineering concepts so advanced? Was it coincidence? Ancient knowledge lost to time? Or something far more mysterious? Then came the moment that changed the world forever. The door of the Ark closed. The sky turned black, and rain began to fall. Not ordinary rain. This was catastrophe on a global scale. Water poured from the heavens for 40 days and 40 nights. Rivers overflowed. Valleys disappeared. Entire civilizations vanished beneath rising oceans. Mountains themselves seemed to drown beneath the endless storm. And somewhere in the middle of that watery apocalypse, the Ark floated. Inside must have been chaos unlike anything imaginable. The roar of lions, the cries of elephants, birds flapping in darkness, thousands of animals trapped together inside a wooden structure surrounded by an endless sea. People often picture the Ark as peaceful, but reality was probably terrifying. Darkness, humidity, the smell of animals filling the air, wood creaking under the pressure of violent waves. Noah and his family may have spent months trapped inside, uncertain if they would ever see land again. Imagine hearing nothing but rain and crashing water day after day, with no idea whether the outside world still existed. Then finally, silence. The storm ended. The Ark came to rest upon the mountains of Ararat, and Noah released a raven into the empty sky. Later, he sent a dove. At first, the bird returned with nothing, but one day, the dove came back carrying an olive leaf, a tiny sign that life had survived. that the earth was beginning again. It became one of the most powerful symbols in human history. Hope after destruction. But perhaps the greatest mystery still remains unanswered. Did Noah's Ark really exist? For centuries, explorers have searched the mountains of eastern Turkey, believing the remains of the Ark may still be hidden beneath snow and ice. Some claim strange wooden structures have been discovered high on Mount Ararat. Others believe satellite images reveal unnatural shapes buried deep beneath frozen rock. Yet no discovery has ever been proven beyond doubt. And maybe that uncertainty is exactly why the story refuses to die. Because Noah's Ark is more than just an ancient ship. It represents survival against impossible odds, faith in the middle of fear, a second chance for humanity when the world itself seemed lost. And somewhere beneath the frozen silence of Mount Ararat, the greatest ship in history may still be waiting to be found.